Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to a new video of Techno State. My name is Franco and today we're going to talk about meditation. Yes, meditation. Okay, since I'm not in my house and I don't have my professional studio, I'm going to go to record this at the river, and for that I'm going to need certain things. A tripod mount, longboard, keys, microphone, headphones, those are for me. This thing that I don't know how it's called. And phone. And I don't have my own phone, so I'm taking another phone. Nice case.
Oh, that's not it.
This way. Okay, so now yes, we can talk about why I chose to talk about meditation in this video. I know it's not a very common theme for a technology channel, but I'm going to talk a bit about technology when I talk about some apps that we can use for meditation. But well, let's begin. And I didn't script this, so I'm just going to go out of it on the top of my head. There's a lot of benefits to meditation, and I'm not nearly as capacitated as other people to talk about it. So I'm not going to go into the details with all the technical stuff and all of that. I'm just going to leave links down below to people that do talk about technical stuff, and I'll just talk about it in a lighter way. So well, first, we noticed that nowadays in the 21st century, we're seeing a lot of problems with concentration. The attention span of most of the people is going down and down and down, especially with younger people. It's more difficult to concentrate reading a book, to concentrate in class, to concentrate in a lot of different scenarios in our lives. Okay, and not only concentration is an issue, but also unhappiness. And we live in one of the best eras of history. Never before has there been so much food, such a good health system, so little wars and stuff. There will always be problems, but the problems now are much worse, and much better actually, compared to the problems that we used to have. And still, you never heard so much about people suffering from depression. Now, I don't know if this is because there's more people suffering about it or just because the media talks more about it, but neither way, it's still weird that this is happening. And you could say that the symptoms that show you when someone is not happy is when he's daydreaming. He or she is daydreaming a lot, and I include myself in this. When you're thinking a lot about what you want to do in the future or what you did in the past, usually what you did wrong in the past, instead of enjoying the present moment, the moment when you're with family, the moment when you're with friends, or when you're doing things that you love, like for example Techno State, that kind of shows that something is not right and that you have to fix it. So basically concentration and awareness, which leads to more happiness, are the things that I would consider more important, the more important things that can be solved with meditation. And again, I leave links down below if you want to hear more specifically about it. But I have been meditating a long time now, and I can tell you it helps. It helps you feel the emotions more strongly. I think sleeping also has a big part to do with it, because I've also been sleeping much better these last days. But I would say meditation is a big factor in it. And it's not just the good things, it's also the bad things. So for example, you'll be going in my case, I'll be going in the bus and suddenly I feel anxious about something, about a specific thing, and I'll notice it more strongly than I used to. And I think that's a good thing, because in the past I wouldn't have noticed that so much. It would have been like a more chronic thing that I wouldn't notice so much, and now it's like more acute, which is good because it means I can recognize it and fix it quicker. Now be aware that I'm talking about a specific type of meditation called mindfulness meditation, which is a non-judgmental way of recognizing feelings and thoughts that come up in our head and just not judging them, just letting them flow, recognizing them and then letting them go. This is nothing mystical or nothing of that way. I know it seems like it, but it's just a psychological way of training our brain, just like we would train muscles. So the first step that you take towards meditation is just sitting down on a chair, on any place where you want to sit down, and just close your eyes and just focus on your breath. And this is the first step to mindfulness. We have to focus on our breath and on our breath only. And don't try to fake it, don't try to think about nothing. Although thoughts will arrive in your head, that's inevitable. And when they arrive, you just recognize them and just try to go focusing back on your breath. This is the basic idea. Then we'll go focusing on sounds and stuff like that. It will go getting more advanced and more advanced. Eventually we'll be focusing on feelings and on much more complex stuff. But the basic idea is sit down, recognize that you're sitting, feel your weight on your chair, bed, cushion, wherever you're sitting, and just focus on your breath for 5 to 10 minutes. That would be the basic idea. You can obviously do it for more, but the normal number would be, I think, 5-10 minutes. And then you go evolving around that. And again, there's apps that we can use that will help us with this process, because we can just put a time, we can just put the watch and just measure the time, or we can use an app that is going to have a certain host guiding us towards the steps that we have to take. And now, let's talk about the apps. Okay, so here we are. These are the 4 apps I'm going to talk to you about. And let me just tell you that 10% Waking Up and Headspace, I got them out of a video of Matt Davella, a vlogger that does videos about minimalism and meditation and other stuff like that. Very recommended. And then Stop, Breathe and Think, which is the one that is here down below. I discovered it a couple of years ago. I haven't been using it for a long time, but I know that it's a good app. So let's begin with 10%. Here, this app was created by a quite famous person. There we go. It was created by a quite famous person. How was he called?
So why is meditation
This guy.
worth the trouble? For beginners, I think there are 2 big benefits.
That guy, I don't remember his name, but he's quite famous. He's a BBC journalist, and well, he helped to create this app. So then we have the basics, which is this. When we go in, we have every time we click on something, we have a video that explains us what we are doing, and then we can go to the part of meditation, and here we can do a meditation of usually 5 minutes. This is the whole course that I did. This is the free course. Then the other courses start costing money. So what I'm doing is, since I have all these apps, I just do the free courses in one app, then I finish, then I go to the next app, then I go to the next app. But if you are willing to pay, you can decide yourself for one and use that one. So that's the basic idea of this. Then we have obviously much more types of meditations that we can do. Singles, these are all groups of meditations, and then these are singles. These are to sleep. I don't know what this is. And then this is our profile. And here we can watch our progress and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go to the next app. It's called Waking Up, and it's also done by a pretty famous person. It's a neuroscientist, if I'm not wrong, made by Sam Harris. There we can see it. And here we have a similar concept to the other one, in the way that we have a couple of free meditations that we can try here in the introductory course, and then we have to start paying. I did until day 5, and then I started using another app. This is one of my favorite ones, just because Sam Harris really knows what he's talking about, and he has a nice voice that is very nice for meditations, and the meditations take 10 minutes, since I think that 5 minutes is a bit too little. So here having them more or less be 10 minutes is better.
Welcome to the first day of the Waking Up course.
That's his voice. Okay, so then we have again the basics. Then we have much more lessons here, and they're not all meditations. It can also be sort of a small podcast, you could say. Okay, and here we have a timer if you want to do it yourself. Oh my God. Okay, as I was saying before the car started, well, that's basically it for this app. It's one of my favorite ones, very recommended. And if we don't want to use none of those two, we can use Headspace, which is the one that I'm currently using. So I don't know all about this app, but what I have been using I like. So we can set a reminder and stay mindful, as you can see here. I'm just going to go on. Here I'm again with the basics. I'm doing the basics of one app, then I go to the basics of another one, then I go to the basics of another one. But it's good. You learn well, well the basics, you could say. Okay, so here let's just jump right into it. We can do all this. We can watch all this, or we can just skip it. And then what I like about this one is that we can choose if we want a 3-minute, 5-minute, or 10-minute version of the meditation. Now I'll just
So welcome back to basics and to session 2.
Okay, that's how the interface looks. Here we have Explore, where we have a lot of other meditations. Here again we have one to go to sleep. And then again here we have our profile with some stats. And again there's a car passing. Okay, so now we'll jump right to the fourth app. And here there's something that's a bit different, is that when I press start, I can either take a breath or I can just skip this, and then I can put how I am physically. I'm going to put good. I'm mentally good right now. I can add emotions if I want. I'm going to say this, balanced, I don't know. Okay, and now it will find the best activities for me. So it has like a sort of search engine that will filter the best meditations for my mood in the moment, which I think is quite good. And then here again we can choose different times. Some of the times and some of the meditations are going to be locked, and you will only be able to unlock them with money. But we can always choose the free ones, and that's it.
Relax, ground, and clear.
And then many meditations have many different hostess or people hosting them, let's say. So well, here we can explore more. Here we have my progress with a daily streak, and the stickers that you get by meditating. And then here we have other options. So that's basically it. Franco from the future, I pass it to you. So that's it. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it. And as always, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like down below, comment down below, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.